by the proprietor of Sweet Carol Swine Barbecue, Mr. Mike Spuck. How are you, sir?
Hi, Bob. How are you today?
Well, as always, I'm standing tall, sir. So a week or so, or 2 or 3 ago, comes a box to Broadcast Central. In it, several large, attractive jars or containers of meat rub sent by you from your company, Sweet Carol Swine Barbecue. I don't know what meat rub is, and so I call you to ask, what is meat rub?
Well, a rub is just a kind of a generic term that us guys in the barbecue and ladies in the barbecue world use to cover our meat with.
Okay.
And also our chicken and our fish. And, rubs are a combination of spices to enhance the way you cook, grill, or smoke.
I may not be in the barbecue world. When we've got a little grill thing that's part of our stove, and we do charcoal sometimes, and we put like steaks or chicken breasts on there, and they cook, and then we eat them. We may put salt on there, but we don't rub anything on them.
Well, rubbing is just a term. You can. What's different about our rubs? Our rubs are a Northeast flavor. A couple of years ago, when I used to compete.
As a meat rubber?
Yeah, as in the KCBS. I wanted to come up with something.
What is KCBS?
The Kansas City Barbecue Society, and
so that's like the NASCAR of barbecue boys.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I've had some success with competing in those. But I wanted to
like you won some stuff, and this is the KCBS.
Yes.
You go around there. It's like the NBA, only bigger, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And what we did was we had some success with our rubs because I wanted to develop something that...
Then you were rubbing your meat their way. And you said, I'd like to rub my meat my way.
Well, that is a personal preference, sir. So I'll leave that one up to you.
Okay.
And so what we did was we created some spices that just reflected the way we eat up here in the Northeast. I mean, I love the way the guys in the South cook. It's really wonderful, but I created something where I think it represents us fine folks in the North.
I'm ignorant of the regionalism of meat rubbing. In the KCBS, when you were out on that circuit, barbecuing competitively and professionally, what do they put on their meat?
Well, the Southern guys like to use chili peppers and cumin and onions, and
so it's like particles of stuff. It's not like salt or some spice powder that you just sprinkle on like garlic salt. It's like chunks of things.
Well, no, it could be powder, it could be chunks, it's all in the preference of the cook, of the barbecuer.
Yeah. So if I go to the KCBS and someone has rubbed the meat with some other deal, will I eat it like a steak on my plate? Do I cut off little pieces of it, and will it have like cooked stuff around the edge of it? Will there be little charred bits of stuff on there?
Yes, sir, it will.
Okay.
It's a personal preference. What is different?
It doesn't seem natural to me.
Well, it is perfectly natural, and there's nothing to be embarrassed.
He says, speaking of Mike Spuck of Sweet Carol Swine Barbecue, so you said, screw it, man, I'm going my own way. And you decided you would make it Northeast flavored. What does the Northeast taste like?
Well, we eat with a lot of garlic and onions and cinnamon and a little bit of salt.
A second right there. I was with you, the garlic and the onions. What else you say?
The cinnamon.
That's where you scare me, Mike. Cinnamon? Who puts cinnamon on food?
We do.
You put cinnamon on cinnamon rolls, Mike. You put cinnamon on oatmeal, I guess. Beyond that, no.
No, it's very good. And
you put cinnamon on meat, is that right?
Yes, sir, you can. And chicken and fish. And all kinds of whatever you like to put your rub on.
Yeah, this is what Obama's done to America right here, friends.
I couldn't agree with you anymore.
Right.
So what's different about our rubs is we're the only ones. So says my lawyers that we are the only.
Your lawyer's big into rubbing meat. He knows about this.
Yes, they are. I love Tracy Jung and Gates, and she's done a wonderful job for us. And she said that we're the only ones in the country that use real fruit pieces in our rubs. That's what makes us so different and special.
So you've just given me a sentence that includes the words rub, meat, and fruit. and I'm just supposed to walk past that. Is that right?
No,
okay. You're
it's
kind of
like
overestimating my maturity level here, okay? So all you fruits want to rub your meat. So, but your lawyer looked into this. Is it because
Yes,
it's I know a trademark refers to words. Can you, as an intellectual property, claim the ingredients in a meat rub?
Yes.
And that's why you have a lawyer?
We do, and she's a fine one, and we're going to be going
What she looks like is not important to me, sir. You know what I'm saying? What your lawyer looks like while you're rubbing your meat is not something that I'm going to be thinking about.
Oh, well,
but the lawyer, like, so like, if, let's say, to make sure that, like, your product is yours uniquely, can you sort of register the contents and say, this is my rub, and no one else can do this?
Yes, that's what we are.
And so she has done a search then to look at other people's, ingredients, and found that nobody lists, what juniper berries? What do you put on there?
Well,
pieces of cedar wood. What's on there exactly?
Well, we have different types of rubs. We have a cherry rub. We have a peach rub. We have an apple
Can you
rub.
hold a second? Hey, Dale, do you remember your cherry rub? Long time ago. You're about 12, Pally. I'm sorry, I'm back with you. Speaking with Mike Spuck, who seems to be a pretty good sport. He's with Sweet Carol Swine Barbecue. Do you have like a website or anything about this?
I absolutely do. Thank you for asking. It's www.sweetcarolswinebbq.com.
Sweetcarolswinebbq.com.
Yes, sir.
So you have, I think there were 6 containers of this rub that you sent to me. Presumably you have at least 6 different flavors.
Yes, sir.
So, fondly remembered cherry rub. And what are the others?
We have cherry, we have orange, we have apple, we have peach, we have our new one, blueberry, and we also have a savory rub for those folks that like to, not so sweet, but a little bit of a savory. And in a couple of weeks, we're going to have pineapple.
Okay.
Yeah.
This will seem to be a tangent, Mike, and it doesn't reflect the fact that I'm not closely following what you're saying. Like rent a grandfather who would sit over in the corner and smoke a cherry pipe just for a while.
Just for a while.
Did you ever smell that when you were a kid? Somebody smoking cherry pipe tobacco?
My father used to, yes.
Yeah. And it's, again, we don't want to smoke or be around it, but you know what? It is a wonderful, sweet, fond memory from youth. If I put cherry rub on my meat from Sweet Carol Swine BBQ, will it taste like cherry?
Absolutely. Along with the garlic and onions and cinnamon, it will give you a wonderful cherry rub. And I was actually hoping you'd use it on some of the squirrel that you're going to hunt with in Holly. I was hoping to get a squirrel recipe.
Squirrel season closed now until September, so we're going to have to, unless it's a roadkill, that's fine. But so smoking of meat or grilling of meat or both? You wouldn't pan fry a rubbed steak or chicken, would you?
Well, what's unique about our rubs is that you can absolutely use it in the pan. You can use it in the crock pot. I have recipes on my website. We even have a great orange mac and Gouda recipe on there, which no one divides. Gouda, yes, sir.
Yeah.
It is Gouda. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Very Gouda.
That's one of your fruit cheeses, isn't it?
No, it was good. That was good. That was good timing.
Gouda, thank you. Gouda is the one with red wax on it, right?
I'm not. My wife brings it home and I make it, so I'm not really 100% sure, but.
Well, cool. So. Well, outstanding. It's so kind of you. Real quick, I better run. When did you start, and how is your business going? Are you finding success, and is it all online, or can people get it in stores?
Well, we can. You can get it in Niblat Foods, another Rochester institution in Rochester. The business is growing. We're doing craft shows and vendor shows in public markets. We're getting the word out. I'd like to give a shout out to Windjammers Bar and Grill. They have created blueberry wings and orange wings, and those guys rock. They're another wonderful
blueberry wings.
Oh, you gotta go try them. The blueberry rings rock.
Okay. Hold on a second. We're speaking of Mike Spuck, otherwise sane person who has he's the proprietor of Sweet Carol Swine BBQ, which has a .com. Dale, you got another meat rubber on here? Dale, can we conference in? We're gonna have to take a break. Can you hold on, Mike?
I can.
All right, Dale, I'm going to put Mike on hold. After the break, let's take Carl, who has a steak rub recipe, and pair him up with Mike of Carol Swine, Sweet Carol Swine BBQ, and talk meat rubbing. Dale, this is what you have to do. Apparently, 40-year-old guys love to rub their meat. and this is part of what we do to like bring to the audience what they're looking for. So, meat rubbing secrets in just a moment on News Radio WHAM 1180. Trending on. Officer is the proprietor of Sweet Carol Swine BBQ. And that's a .com. They sell rubs for meat, something which I, being a pure boy from the Southern Tier, really know nothing about. Mike, are you there?
I am still here, sir. Thank you.
I'm bringing in an amateur meat rubber, okay? Carl, are you there, sir?
I'm here.
Very good. Mike, you're a professional meat rub guy, right?
I don't like to brag, sir.
Carl is going to give us his steak rub recipe, and then Mike, I'd like you to evaluate it, okay?
I will do my best. Thank you.
Carl, please come ahead.
All right. The first one, I have two. The first one is one ingredient, and this is infused. It's not rubbed. It's injected, and that's maple syrup, pure maple syrup. What do you think about that?
Well, again, if you're gonna cook your steak, it sounds really sweet, but if you're injecting it, that's gonna help cook it from the inside, and it's also gonna break down the fibers in the meat, so it becomes a little more tender.
Can I be the voice of reason for a second?
Yes, sounds crazy. And the other one is
Carl, just a second. Oh, sorry, Carl, hold on just a second, buddy. We'll come back to your second recipe. Carl, of course you know maple syrup goes on pancakes, right? There aren't guys out there right now nailing holes in trees so you can inject it into a prime rib, buddy, okay? Maple syrup is for pancakes. Okay, recipe 2, please, Carl.
Slim Jims, ground up in the, whatever way, chop them. You can grind them in a mixer, whatever you want to do. Grind them up, real fine little pieces. Rub them on. You can find them at any convenience store next to the slot machines.
So here's Carl has just played us, I think. Carl, next he's going to say tampons. There's a caller in both shows. Got to listen for him, Dale. Slim Jims and tampons. To be honest with you, though, Mike, for half a moment when he said Slim Jims, I was kind of going, you know what? That could work.
You'd be surprised what cooks put on their meat. So whatever makes it stand out.
The last 15 seconds, Mike. Tell us where to go and tell us what to do.
Thank you, Bob. We're a local company, Sweet Carol Swine, BBQ.com. You can find us in the vending shows and the crafts and even the Rochester Public Market. Come and say hello. We're always cook some pork chops and pulled pork, and I'd be happy to talk with you.
Very good. God bless you, my friend. Thanks for calling. Thank you. You take care. May I speak just a little bit of reason here? Sure, you want to pull your pork, but you grill the steak, you put salt on it, you eat it, okay? And maybe some Cholula hot sauce. Other than that, we're good, okay? News, then you, on News Radio WHAM 1180.
We will stand.